Awesome people. This is my 5-minute Ask Me Anything. Preferably about YouTube, but literally anything. So we'll wait for some people to jump on and we'll see what happens. How about that? Yes, yes, yes. So I have some fun news to share. My friend Willie, also known as WDR, he is going live tomorrow at 4 p.m. and he's going to have a former college football player, Rudy, walk through the play he did. I don't know much about the show itself, but I'm going to be behind the scenes and we're going to use Zoom and it's going to stream live. Well, it's going to stream unlisted to his YouTube channel, or it might go down to a recording on the computer and then go up to his YouTube channel. OJ Woodworking Crafts is here. He says, hello. Hello, OJ Woodworking Crafts. Always good to have you in the house. This is my Ask Me Anything. You've got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Anything you want to know or anything you want to ask me? Now is the time. I sent out stickers, OJ, and you were one of the recipients because you are one of my Patreon subscribers. So you get one of these. Not Just Sawdust is here. He says, I'm here, Portugal, again with the smiley. Good to have you here. This is my Ask Me Anything show on the All Things YouTube channel. Harneal Media is back. Hi, Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Steve, did you get your sticker? I mailed some stickers out, and you were one of them. Vermont Paint and Photos is here. He says, hi there. Quick question. What was the cable you use on your DSLR? Good question. Now, I'm lucky, sort of. I have just a regular USB cable. So this is the USB-A, the flat, and this is just the USB with the smaller version of it. Now, I'm using a Canon EOS brand, and those are the only brands that can go right out of the camera with USB. So it's the cheap Canon DSLR. How did you get the name Wizard of Oz? Well, Wizard of Haas? That's you, Willie. You came up with it. I was talking to you, and you're like, man, you're the wizard. You're the Wizard of Haas. And I was like, that's a really good name. He says, you should make a logo out of that. And I did. Seeing if I have the logo in my... Nope, I don't have the logo ready to share. Boxers or briefs? Briefs during the day, boxers at night. Thank you. Yes, you are welcome. Thanks for the new stickers. Excellent. Mr. Steve Nealon from Harneal Media got my very rare mirrored sticker. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, Wizard of Haas, I mean. Yep, it's you. It's your fault. Your fault, Willie. Oh, and OJ says he's got his as well. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Now, speaking of getting DSLR footage into your computer, the typical way you would do that is to go out the HDMI port of the camera, but you will need a capture card. They have something called Camlink, a bunch of different brands. The easiest one is Camlink. It looks just like a USB. It looks like, you know, a little USB stick like this, only it's twice as fat and twice as deep. And you plug HDMI into one end, and out comes USB on the other end, and then it jacks into your computer that way. But you have to be careful. the DSLR camera has to support clean HDMI out, meaning that, because what it's really doing is it's putting the back screen, the viewfinder screen, not the viewfinder, but the back little monitor, it's displaying that. And that little monitor can have that little objects all over the screen. You have to have a model of camera that can strip all of that away and do clean HDMI. And then you would go the HDMI cable out of the camera, HDMI cable into the back of the Camlink capture card, and then on the other end of the Camlink capture card is USB, and that goes into your computer. That's the way you typically do it. And when you do that, you get more features. This I'm lucky to be able to do USB, but I don't have all the features. Like, I can't go into the white, like the white balance doesn't do it. A lot of the features of the camera don't interact with that back LCD screen. They interact when you press the shutter, but not that. I'm kind of learning all those ins and outs. So, looking for synchronized camera, like two webcams at the same time. Maybe you know what program to use or cameras for editing easier. Well, I have multiple cameras. Here's a camera. Here's a camera. Hello. And here's the camera. And when I do the screen share, I can, I've got cameras down there as well. I'm using a switcher software called, there's a whole bunch of them. Switcher is like an umbrella name. I think Broadcast Studio, and going from Vanna White on camera one, going to Pat Sajak. I know, I'm mixing game shows. And I'm using Ecamm. This is a Mac software. There is OBS Studio. That's free and open source, and that can be Mac, PC, and Linux. Or you can go vMix. vMix is Windows only, and that can do your switching if that's what you're looking for. So I can take credit for that. Perfect for you, my man. Yes, you can take credit for the Wizard of Haas name. The thing about my last name is you can pronounce it all different ways. The correct pronunciation is Haas, like you're laughing, ha ha ha, but then you put an S on the end, Haas. Some people say Haas, like the Wizard of Oz, but with an H in front of it. So, and then some people say Haas. It Haas is what it is. But so a lot of my family will like, if like the DJ at a wedding reception was like, tell me how to pronounce your name because I don't want to get it wrong. They'll say, think of the Wizard of Oz, but put an H on the end of it. But that's technically not right. It's Haas, like Hassenpfeffer. Do you remember Bugs Bunny, where the king wanted to have Hassenpfeffer stew, hare stew, rabbit stew is what it really So that Hassenpfeffer is similar to my name because my name translated means hare, aka rabbit, not hair on your head, but like a on the Easter bunny. So that's how to do that. I will find that. I don't have Zoom right now, but my DSLR does. I'm not quite sure what that means. I have to ask, have you seen the movie Rudy? No, I haven't. That's a football movie. I have not seen that. Ask Matt anything. Yes, Making Sawdust. Ask me anything. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Brenda G's Designs is in the house. She says, I am here and I have questions. This Brenda G from Brenda G's Designs. Oh, my gosh. What is the meaning of life? Or sawdust is the meaning of life, was an answer. And the question is, what is the meaning of life? The answer to that is 42. And if you don't believe me, watch the movie or read the book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Haas, it's a Dutch name. So your family is Dutch origin. Yes, Pennsylvania Dutch, some French, some German. But yeah. Tacos or burritos? Ooh, tough call. I'll say tacos because tacos have more of a crunch and squish factor. Any food that is both crunchy and chewy at the same time is a superior food. Think about grilled cheese. You got the crispy, crunchy bread and the gooey center, right? All food that have that combination is superior. No zoom on webcam I have now. Oh, okay. So your webcam doesn't have the ability to. Okay, I gotcha. 42 what? Well, you've got to watch the video. I mean, that's the whole point of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was mankind wanted to answer the question, what is the meaning of life? They actually extended it. They said, what is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? And they built a supercomputer. And they turned the supercomputer on, and they asked the supercomputer this question. And he's like, I'm going to have to think about it. And the supercomputer's name was Deep Thought. And they said, oh, Deep Thought, please tell us the answer. How long will it take? He says, a long time. So, Deep Thought, how long? He goes, 4.5 billion years. So the screen fades to black. It says 4.5 billion years later, and the people are gathering around, and Deep Thought starts waking up. All the lights start coming. The computer is the size of a skyscraper, by the way. And they're like, do you have the answer to life, the universe, and everything? And Deep Thought says, yes. What is the answer? Deep Thought says, you're not going to like it. They're like, we've waited 40 or 4.5 billion years. Please tell us the answer to life, the universe, and everything. He says, okay, the answer is, and all of mankind is listening in, 42. That's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Frozen yogurt or ice cream? Ice cream all the way. You've got to be the only man alive that hasn't seen the movie Rudy. Yeah, well, to my credit, I am a baseball fan at heart. And my family's a baseball fan at heart. So we were a baseball family. So I tend not to follow football. Do you dress to the right or to the left? Oh, how do I wear it? My right, you looking at me, your left. Studio Geek 32 is here. He says, hey. Hi, Studio Geek 32. Always good to have you on the channel. If I run out of questions, I'm turning off the show. So I'll give you a few more moments to get some more questions up there because I think I've got them all. It's funny, the 42, the show went on, and it turned out in the end that 42 was actually a miscalculation. And the only way to get the real number was to have an even more advanced supercomputer. And the more advanced supercomputer turned out to be the Earth and all of the life forms on it. It was actually a grand, it had computational, it was real Earth and real life forms, but it was built in such a way that it would solve this question. And someone went back in time and built the Earth. And then at the very end, all the data was in, and the data came back 21. Mac or PC? Now, you can get into a lot of trouble when you answer this question, Vermont Paint and Photos. But I will answer it because I said I will answer anything. Well, I'll preface it by saying I have both and I use both. But for now, as far as a computer goes, Mac. I'm Mac. I'm a Mac guy. I've got lots of Macs. However, I think Apple software is complete junk. All of their software, their contacts, the maps, the calendar, the Word program, the spreadsheet program, all of it is garbage, except for Final Cut Pro. I do like Final Cut Pro. GarageBand, I don't. My phone is an Apple phone. It's an iPhone. No Apple apps on this whatsoever. I'm all in with Google. But I do use with PCs. I have a sophisticated database. I don't know how to describe it. Program. I have a way to make an interface over a MySQL database that's web-based. If you didn't understand that, I'm sorry. And it's very sophisticated. It has to run on Windows, so I run Windows on that. My CNC machine has software that has to run on Windows. I run Windows on that. And anything in the browser is fine. I'll use Mac or Windows because the browser is the browser. It's all kind of the same. Wasn't 42 Jackie Robinson's number? Yes. Yes, it was. And if you go to the Yankee Doodle Diner in Wormleysburg, Pennsylvania, adjacent to the Harrisburg Senators AA affiliate of the Washington Nationals professional baseball park, that's 1 mile away from the Yankee Doodle Diner, the manager and the lead waitress, her name, Jackie Robinson. First and last name, just like it was spelled. Yeah, I thought that was funny. If you could be any cartoon character, who would you be and why? Bugs Bunny, come on, because of my last name, Haas. And he's a hare. He's a rabbit. Yeah, no question. Why did you make a YouTube channel? Sterling Davis. Sterling Davis is to blame because he had a palate challenge. And I was like, I've been toying around in my makeshift wood shop, which was really just a collection of tools and a workbench. And I'm like, I think I would like to enter this. So I broke out this very camera and I filmed myself and I edited it in iMovie and I needed a place to put it. So I put it on YouTube. That's how I became a YouTuber and created a YouTube channel. It's Sterling Davis's fault. If you love me, go give Sterling Davis a big hug and say thank you for prompting Matt to get on the internet. If you hate me, well, tell him he did something bad. What am I supposed to say? Why are you attempting to take over YouTube with your 5,000 channels? I don't want to fracture audiences. That's the problem. And I think I might actually be doing that with this show, is fracturing my audience, because it's supposed to be talking about YouTube. Well, not supposed to be. But I'm taking over YouTube with all my 5,000 channels because I used to have a YouTube show. I used to have All Things YouTube be a segment on my woodworking channel. People were signing up for the woodworking channel and they were learning about YouTube. Now, some woodworkers love the topic YouTube, but most of my audience did not, and I was losing subscribers. So I spawned a second channel. Then when I had 2 channels, I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. Well, I want to do vlogging too. I like Casey Neistat, so I created Awesome Fun Things, and that's my other channel. Then I decided to learn to play the piano at age 49, and I have no musical ability whatsoever, and I wanted to put piano content on YouTube just to sort of document my skills as I progress, and so I created a piano channel. So I've got 4 main channels. I've got other channels too, but those are the 4 ones. I have 5. The newest is 2.4 terabyte. Cool. Which phone do you have? I have the iPhone 11 Plus Max. What is that called? Settings, general, about, iPhone 11 Pro Max. iPhone 11 Pro Max. 256 gigabyte. 256 gig.
Could you try again?
Go away, Siri.
Okay.
All right, answered that one. What really happened to Tony Soprano? I don't know, but the young woman actress from that from the Soprano show was the girlfriend of one of the Harrisburg Senators baseball players who I go see in my town. And she would come to the park, and fans started calling the front office saying, I want a ticket for tonight's show. Where is she sitting? And they were like, what's your name? And they were like, oh, I guess that's inappropriate. And they would click. So they would have to put her up in the in a special box area so fans wouldn't go nuts with her. From The Sopranos. I forget what her character name was, and I forget what her real actress name was. But yeah. Where is Hoffa buried? I don't know. What's up? Not much, Jim Bashirs. Hello. No union questions, please. Okay, that's not a question. But how many YouTube channels do you have? 4 that I publish to. 1 that is my personal Matthew Haas channel, which has nothing of interest on it. It's just pictures of my house or no, videos of things happening. You know, little. If my car had a problem and the engine was, it's nothing of interest. But it's public, and you can go for it if that's what you're into. I made a channel for this guy because I wanted a character to come into my chat pretending to be him, but controlled by a real person. So he's got a channel. I have a channel called Learn Adobe Now. I was going to make a course on how to use Adobe Illustrator, but after doing some business research, theft is rampant in the online course space, so it didn't make financial business sense to launch that course, so I did. So those are my channels. I have Scud, All Things YouTube, Awesome Fun Things, Learn Adobe Now, dormant, Piano Awesome, Awesome Wood Things, Matthew Haas, and those are my channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 channels. 4 that I publish to regularly. No aviation questions, please. You got it. Is the universe deterministic? No, there's no such thing as fate. People control their own outcomes. No theoretical physics questions, please. Good deal. He said I could ask him anything. I did. Yep. Will you ever have a theory of everything? When I do, you will be the first to know. But I think it has to do with being awesome. All right. Haggle, slag, or raw herring. Any Dutch inherited tastes? Chili dogs. Are we alone in the universe? Of course we are not. How's your Canon T2i going? Good, now that I learned how to remove that setting called... What's the setting called? There was a Canon-specific setting called, I'm calling it up, Auto Lighting Optimizer. This thing right here. This is the stupidest camera setting ever. And once I figured out what that was, it became much, much better. I still haven't figured out if the cheapo USB way to connect this is 720 or 1080. I think it's 1080. But, this is what, a USB 2.0, I think, is the port out of the thing. So, who do you know on YouTube who is considered the most successful YouTube show person? I know a lot of big YouTubers. Jimmy DeResta, I know Jocko, whatever. Paul Jackman, bunch of big YouTubers. And I know Mr. Dave Gatton, who's here. Hi, Dave. How are you, sir? Anyone ask what underwear he's wearing? I just got here. Someone said boxers or briefs, and the answer, you can go back and rewind the answer for that one. Who is the most famous person in the world? I could. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. And if it's living or dead, who knows? Julius Caesar? What is the craziest thing you ever did? Well, jumping out of an airplane has to rank pretty high on that. My son and I went tandem skydiving. Why is Matthew Haas' YouTube channel verified? Because I follow the tech news and I saw the press announcement when they started verifying channels, and it said how you did it. And I followed the advice and they verified me. Then they cracked way down on it, and they don't do that very easily anymore. But that is why. I hope I didn't miss any questions. All right. Well, this 5 minutes has turned into a almost half hour. So I think I will end it here. Check back, 5:30 p.m. Eastern every day this month. This month is April 2020, the dumpster fire of years, 2020. I'm asking you. Okay, ask me. Your last two questions were, who is the most famous person in the world? Yeah, I mean, good night. All right. Well, we'll pick this up next time, Brenda. Okay. I'm leaving it here, folks. Stay awesome, everyone. And if you have YouTube questions, you can ask YouTube questions or keep this going. It's all good either way. Oh, Dave, you'll have to forgive me. I did not put the light on my beaver. Where's the light? There it is. There she is. All right. I am going to leave it here. Bye, folks. Bye, Vermont Paint and Photos. Thanks for stopping by. Come back tomorrow. Later.